Oh man, I played through about 10 minutes of the game without realizing that my mic wasn't working. I mean, literally, with how this series is going, I could probably just put that up as is, but... Ah, come on. That's a little bit too much, even for complaining through Hollow Knight again. So, yeah, it's a little bit of post-commentary for right now. I'll kind of catch back up, and, well, my microphone will be working this time. So the only thing you really missed was that during the Soul Master fight, I basically said, as much as I don't like throwing stuff on the ban list, as I said in the last episode, this sort of like a repeated request type of thing has happened literally 4 times now, so I think I might have to ban people from requesting games that I've already played on the channel. Like that's like literally 50% of the requests I get, so... Oh, and I don't know if I can play through Hollow Knight again. Already struggling so much to even find anything to talk about. I think I hate this game now, by the way. So, yeah, can't make that retroactively a law. As you know, laws don't... The judicial system does not work retroactively, so I am still going to finish this, but for the future, it's like, no, I'm not going to play through Hollow Knight again. Even though I do think it's a good bit. I think it's a good bit, it's just, it is a bit that I do have to spend 3 hours doing. Well, a little bit longer. I did do some grinding to get the fly, just because, I don't know, that's one of the more boring parts of the game, just overall. Getting the light source and grinding up Geo for that. So, yeah, just kind of getting that out of the way I think was worthwhile. And I also did a little bit of the exploration of the sewers, just so that I can make my way into there next. I am no speedrunner of this game. I mean, I'm certainly somebody that's played it a few times, but I'm also, like, not a speedrunner of Dead Cells, despite the fact that I played that a lot of times, so... The two don't necessarily have to correlate with each other. A sip of my coffee here. And then basically just a cutscene fight after you get faked out. That was a weird thing that bosses, for whatever... Well, I mean bosses, but like characters in this game... The most meta thing about Hollow Knight as it exists is the spells. The Snail Shaman did that. The Soul Master did that. I don't know. Maybe it's something that they could expand upon in, like, you know, the idea that being magical does give you some sort of fourth wall breaking abilities, but I mean, maybe they'll expand upon that in Silksong, but I'm not going to play that game. No siree. Oh man, and then this entire section I just kind of got turned upside down in, so I think I'm just going to like speed it up 3 times before getting near the end. Oh, yeah. Here's like the proper area where you got to get into. Okay, well. Yeah, it was I don't know how I got turned around there, but I just kind of forgot that you're supposed to be using the dive a lot in this section. Just reading through some of the comments on the last video now. The roguelike has higher replayability? I am shocked. Yeah, you say that, Joe Williams, but, like, come on, man. You know what people want me to play? The one with higher replayability. But they also want me to play this. So what can I say, man? It's what the... I mean, I just picked somebody at random. Hope you at least had a good day from Ja. Nah. to play Hollow Knight again. AV. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Some people just want another 100 hours of Hollow Knight, or 3, I guess. This is why falling for peer pressure is bad. This wasn't even peer pressure. It was just a single guy. It was a single guy because, you know, I don't have a good way of choosing, like, what sort of games people would be most interested in. So I thought, you know, we could get the greatest variety of things by asking individual people. Because, you know, the thing that I was trying to do before on the community page of YouTube, like whatever the highest liked video is, it resulted in me playing the same games that I've already played before again. And then I choose individual people and it results in me playing the same games that I've already played before. Man, it's like you have one job, people, and it's choose a game that I haven't played already. You know, like Domuno Blader saying, if you play Euphoria, you would be sick of much more things than just games. Think about it. That's a girl VN, isn't it? I guess? I guess that would be true. I don't know if... yeah, you know, you know what? I guess I would rather play Hollow Knight than a girl fetish VN. It's true. You got me there, Blader. I can't. Jude Shotwell can't wait for complaining through Persona 5 Royal. I'm sure I was gonna. Well, no. If I ban these things, it's not gonna happen again. At least I wouldn't have to do the whole Japanese deal. Or even if I did, the videos would already be made. So there's something. Darian, Lamau, you can't ban a game if it never comes out. Oh, they've been releasing a lot of stuff with it. I just heard last about ARGs. But boy, oh boy, like I said, nope. No, not happening this time. Oh, good lord, is it not happening? Play Valdis Story? Nah. That was another Kickstarter game, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess that would be interesting. Play Moonlighter. I'm not really all that interested in Moonlighter. Not well versed on the streams. Why is Wizard of Legend banned? Because so many people... Because I was not really interested in that game in the first place, and so many people kept asking me about it that I'm just like, you know what, it gets banned. Oh, wait, here. I think we've caught up now with the current playthrough, so I'll continue on with the live commentary now. Okay, well, that was embarrassing. But, yeah, it should be fixed and ready to go now. I don't actually remember if this is the right area, but certainly this is an area that I can use some of the stuff. The dive, specifically. I should just go back to reading a whole bunch more comments after this. That was an easy way to just try to do commentary. All you need to do is just be like, hey, what did other people say? And I can react to that. Simple. Simple, no issue at all. Also, I apparently died here? I don't remember why. But I swear that I didn't actually need to go down into this area in particular to go and fight, the dung beetle. He has a name, but, I almost feel like just not learning it out of spite at this point. I don't know. Somewhere around here. Oh, yeah, I guess I died here? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, here we go. Now, it's not like the White Knight is a particularly difficult enemy, but he can still pull out some tricky moves if you're not prepared for it. And I'm like not super prepared for it, to be honest. You know, this would be the point in time if I was going to try to go for like actual speedrunning tactics of attempting to use like pausing during a cutscene type of stuff. Because you can like skip the big yell that a lot of bosses do to prevent you from attacking them frame 1. If you pause the game at the same time or something? I don't remember exactly what it was, but like I remember in some of the more annoying fights when I was just trying to like learn patterns, that was kind of helpful. Oh well. I think that it should be fine either way. This, after all, isn't the White Knight version, so... Dung Defender. That's the name. That's right. But it like starts with an O. And like I said, out of spite, I just shouldn't learn it. That's what. Gotta go get the, like I was saying, gotta go get Fragile Strength, though. That is something that hopefully shouldn't even be relevant to if I'll actually lose it or not. All right. Yeah, it's like, but it has to be like right at the very beginning. Like the second, you know, within like a fraction of a second after he starts it up, that you can pause the screen and kind of cheese that out, get a bunch of cheap hits in. Get a bunch of cheap tricks in. That's a good band, Cheap Trick. I feel like there's probably a pretty large contingent of people that know about them mostly through Guitar Hero. Contingent like online. I'm not talking about in real life. That's one of those things you always got to remember, that it's just like when I say that sort of thing, I'm talking about like people on internet who are watching video game gameplay videos. Who are watching meme content. Let's just call this what it is. It's meme content. But, yeah, I do think that's something that people forget about. It's like, hey, how popular do you think that, like, a lot of things you see people talk about online a lot are in the real world? Like, fraction of a fraction. Like, I remember, like, people talking, like, Persona was one of the biggest video game franchises that ever existed. And I think Persona 4 sold a total of 200,000 copies, which is great for like the budget for that game and everything, but you know, to see people be like, oh man, I can't believe how ridiculously popular this game is. It's just like, no, it's not that popular. It's popular in the very small corner of the internet you happen to be on right now. There we are. Great. Never gonna wear that, as always. And more importantly, as always, is this. I don't really know how much I can actually bypass going over here, but hey, it's at least gonna be... You know what? In fact, I think I can just straight up go down here and... Well, actually, I should probably go make sure that the area down into the sewers is open. But it's like doing this is definitely the easier way to do it. Otherwise, you got to go, what, all the way up to the... Oh, and I think I am going to have to go all the... Yeah, that's right. You can't avoid going up into the gem cavern or whatever. Go fight the lost kin right now, after all. That is like a literally not possible thing. That's right. Because you do need to have the crystal dash to do it. Ah. You know, Metroid-style games, let me tell you, they certainly do have things that you can use to sequence break, but more often than not actually built into the game. You gotta do shenanigans to actually make that work. If you look at I always say with these games that it's like if you look at a walkthrough, they're going to be walking you through the same areas. It's just, you can also, if you jump at exactly this time and do exactly this thing, it's like you can bypass some stuff. And even in like OG Metroid, there was some stuff where they really did not intend for you to do that. Think about how like Metroid Fusion worked versus the rest of the Metroid games. They looked at how people were playing fast and loose with the gameplay, and they tried to put a stop to that with it, where it was very much a areas that were closed off from each other in a much more harsh way than they were in like Super Metroid, for example. Yeah, it's a weird thing because like Metroid is not really a game that I think intended this sort of gameplay. It just kind of happened to be that way. In the same way that, like, Castlevania kind of came up with this sort of idea of, like, hey, what if you had a platformer where falling into a hole doesn't kill you? Was sort of, like, formed entirely independent from what I understand of, like, the Metroid style. Was this the area? No. No, and you can't actually walk by these guys. Yeah, I can never remember what is... Oh, I didn't actually need to fight you. Okay, fine, I guess. Probably gonna die, but... Become the void. Anyway. You know, the other thing is that, like, Metroid-style games and, you know, this whole deal of, like, hey, big maps and blah, blah, blah. It's like that was... never something... I don't ever remember that being, like, truly popular until indie games of a more modern era. You know, more modern era, starting out in, like... God, what, I want to say, like, 2006, for example. You had stuff like Cave Story or Bunny Must Die that I might eventually do on this channel. It's like, that's when that sort of stuff was, you know, coming out and really starting to... And, you know, like, other lesser-known types of games coming out and really starting to repopularize this sort of genre as a thing. It was not here, I guess. Okay. And, you know, I can definitely understand why. I mean, I gotta say that a nice, good, linear type of game where you don't have to be wandering around backtracking all the time is something that I would rather play 100% of the time than something like this. Hollow Knight, of course, at first was really interesting because of its great art style and, you know, just a lot of fun... The great art style, the like, pretty cool bosses... Music, atmosphere, story was everything pretty good, but there are so many bits where it's just like, just backtracking, blah, blah, blah. I know I keep harping on that a lot, but I don't have anything else to say. There's nothing else to say with Hollow Knight. What do you want from me? Most people already clicked off of the video. I can, like, literally just start working on my freestyle rapping and it will not matter. So, yeah. Oh, man. That guy sure has a lot of health, doesn't he? He doesn't actually drop as much Geo as I thought he did. Ah, well. It'll still be something for, I don't know, something. In the future, but yeah. For right now, it's just, I'll collect it. I mean, it's here. There's no reason not to do that. Then can I go up from this area to the... I thought you could go up this area to the place. But I honestly do not remember all that well. Again, go up to the area to the place is the level of what you're going to get on my third playthrough of Hollow Knight. One of the things I had suggested was like, hey, play with mods. It's like, I don't know. I always prefer to play games vanilla, even if it's like, I don't know what. There are very few mods that I know of. It seems like a lot of the stuff that I've seen has just been mods for Hollow Knight that are something along the lines of makes bosses super difficult. And I'm like, oh, I'm not all that interested in making bosses super difficult. But then, you know, additionally, there are stuff like RPG mechanics being inserted in here, which I gotta say, not all that interested in. I think this is a game very much tuned for one singular type of gameplay, and inserting in the ability to level up your attack power is not really of that kind. Does that make any sense? Yes, it does. You know what? I'm just going to say right now it does. You know, if you didn't want me to, like, break the seals, you probably shouldn't have put up, like, this big barrier here. I make it and then, like, throw me into, and then put all the Dreamer locations on the map. And then send me into the Dream Realm, the only place where I could possibly get something that would be able to break the seals. But you know, they also want to have the seals undone too. So this is a calculated play. All right, I gotta wait for the last moth to show up first. There we go. Oh, man. All right, fine. Don't be so impatient, I suppose. Do you blame me for being impatient, though? What a terrible fate that has befallen you. What is that a reference to? Oh, right, the bench around creepypasta. Okay, well, never mind. I mean, well, also, you know, Majora's Mask. I know, but like I always remember it from that first because, of course, as one knows, it's scientifically proven that memes stick out in your mind before just about anything else. Shut up and let me get away from this horrible fate that has befallen me. All right, there's the that one area. Really should just go fight like the failed champion or something, get it over with. Although that's going to be annoying if I don't have like a fully upgraded, even if I do know how to fight the dude. Like that's going to be annoying if I don't have a fully upgraded thing. I guess I suppose that I probably should at least like do the first bit here. These are some pretty easy to get dream particles after all. I mean, I don't know, creepypastas. It's like old spooky spaghetti is fun sometimes, but I also feel like I've become so jaded when it comes to horror in every single way. It just does not affect me anymore. I mean, certainly as of right now, I've become jaded and numb to the entire world. But that has little to do with people making up spooky stories online about video games. I think, like, I remember somebody saying at one point in time about the movie The Fog, which was about ghost pirates. And it's like, you can't make a legitimate movie about ghost pirates. Ghost pirates are never going to be scary. You can try as hard as you want. Ghost pirates are never going to be scary. And that kind of goes to the same thing with, like, Sonic for me. You can create all your Sonic X's and your Sonics with your Tails dolls and whatever as much as you want. Sonic is not going to be scary. It is inherently a non-scary topic, and your attempts are... No, you know what? They're not admirable. They are entirely in vain. Stop trying to do that. Hyper-realistic blood coming out of Sonic's eyeballs. Even if that came up on screen right now and was like, hibbity-hobbity, I'm coming for you, I'd be like, honk shoe, that's boring. I don't care. Get out of here, Sonic. Go back to making bad games and the occasionally Sonic Mania. Which is a good game. Though I will say about Sonic Mania, it's like I really got one. I really got to play that game at some point in time. I don't know why I've been putting it off. Maybe because as much as I do like a solid platformer, it's like I don't know. I'm also I talked about before, especially with a few series that I've been playing, that I really do. I'm looking like for something that's not just like simple, good examples of a single genre, but something that is like exceptional or like absolutely wacky crazy in its approach to something. And Sonic Mania especially, it's just like, it just really does look like a good Sonic game. And I'm like, I do like a good Sonic game. You know what? Should just made me play that game right now. That would have been something that I'd be like, hey, you know what? This is a lot of fun, rather than seen it before. Happens all the time. Me playing Hollow Knight. All right, crack that one open just to make sure that I got a nice This isn't the area that I wanted that Lumen Fly for. That's what they're called, right? Yeah, no, it's the next one. Or, you know, just go back and make me play like Sonic 3 or something. Despite making a lot of references to like Sonic CD and certainly listening to the soundtrack an awful lot, I've never actually played that game. I remember getting pretty hyped up for it, but of course nobody had a Sega CD back in the day, as nobody also ever had a Saturn, and like this is true for many different things. What can I say? It's like I do remember though people saying that it was just like it was gonna have 60 different levels in it, and it's like that's just like, you know, level, bad future, good future, and the past. And that's like, you don't get to count all that. Besides, I do think at this point in time, I would probably rather not have 60 levels. I mean, you know, you think back in the day that it's like, hey, more levels the better, right? I think as of now, I would just be like, how about we just have like a dozen levels and they're all very good levels? Sometimes less is more. Especially when it comes to video games, and you know, only being able to dedicate so much development time to each part of everything. And I still see that a lot with you know, if you're gonna look at like any sort of Sonic hack, for example, there's plenty of them out there, but I do feel like a lot of them, or like Mario hack, or any game that has hacks in it, it's like you see a lot of stuff that's like, hey, we put in the levels take like 15 to 20 minutes to go through, and they're all of the utmost difficulty, and you're just like, oh man, you know, Nintendo, it takes like 30 seconds to go through your average Super Mario World level for good reason, dudes. This is too much. But yeah, you know, it's hard to get out of that mindset though, to really like think about, hey, just because something is 10 times longer doesn't mean that it's 10 times better. I mean, hell, that's kind of going back to like stuff that I was talking about in the first episode. Why do I like to keep things kind of short? Kind of short and kind of simple. It's like, sure, you can do like a million runs of a game or whatever, especially your roguelite style stuff, but I don't know, I feel like just keeping it nice and simple, you know, really focusing on like the major, I didn't even need to go here, focusing on like the major parts of a game and like what's going to be new content rather than retreading the same thing can be a little bit better sometimes. Of course, yeah, you know, you also think about like, hey, how many episodes of Binding of Isaac has Northern Lion played? And even though they might not all be the freshest thing, they're really just kind of a backdrop for talking about grocery stories, I guess. Yeah. Of course, this is, I don't know. I don't have that sort of storyteller's spirit to be able to talk about grocery stories for 1,000 hours. Sure, I might attempt to do that sort of thing with Dead Cells in an occasion, but that's at least Dead Cells also has, hey, what's actually going on in the game? I mean, this is literally just going back the whole like, yeah, Dead Cells is a better game than Hollow Knight when it comes to creating a lot of content out of it. Like, what can I say? That's just a truism. Nah. I guess it would be a lot more money, but I'm not really going to worry about it too much. Then in the meantime, no, I need to go down here. That's right. Yeah, it's frustrating because you can like get around here, but unless you can maneuver your way through that dark area, you're really going to be making any sort of progress, at least from what I remember. I think this is where I want to go. Okay. And then this is going to lead to another Grubbo, which... No, this also led to another Grubbo. I'm sick of these dang old Grubbos. I guess I need to go up farther. I thought that was a place that led to the Pale Ore. I guess not. I don't know. Couldn't really say. But yeah, even though I haven't actually played a Sonic Mania, I have watched other people play through it plenty of times and everything. I think the thing that really you know, kind of going back to the whole, like, less is more thing, the bits that I really liked were the original levels, and not so much the retreads of stuff we've seen before. It's a funny thing, though. It's just, like, the retreads kind of, like, are a lot of Sonic these days. I've heard people talking about before, like, how, I did the current director for the series, you know, not the guys that were working on Sonic Mania, which were just kind of like a mercenary team to create this one title. It's like they really believe that, like, you know, Green Hill Zone and everything are an important part of the Sonic series and should be included in every game. And there's me just like, woof. There's no way I could possibly cotton to that. Sure, we all remember Green Hill Zone, but it's like, it's keep Green Hill Zone as Green Hill Zone. Why does it gotta appear in everything? Same with, like, the boosting mechanics and wisps and stuff like that. I don't know, but that always goes back to me. Oh no, this part. Well, actually, no. I think you still can go over here, though, right? I mean, you know, I always like to see some new stuff, even if it is not necessarily as good or whatever. I still appreciate the idea that you're trying. It's trying to be something different. Which is why I like the idea of doing that. I like the idea of doing a lot of recommendations, even if, you know. I have gotten different suggestions. I mean, and ones that I really like, ones that I didn't like as much. But I'd like to say that for all of the suggested games that I've gotten so far, nothing has been a game which I have, like, literally hated. Even something like, say, Ori and the Blind Forest. I didn't really like all that much, but I don't think it was a bad game. Straight up, it's still a good game. I just didn't like it that much. What can I say? It's just... I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You know. I think this is another of the long lines of areas that I nearly failed in Steel Soul mode because, well, you know. It is a little bit hard to deal with ye old crystal lasers. Yeah, no. As you saw right there. Well, only one hit point left. Can he do it? Can he manage it? I do believe he did. Good. Hate to have to go through there again, especially because there was no area that I got a bench at around here at all. Oh yeah, this bit. Uh-huh. Yeah-huh? Nah. But maybe, though. Nah. Okay, fine, let's do it. There's absolutely no reason that it should... Like, as soon as you get over here, why would you not pick that up, I suppose, but still. Super Dash. Useful in, like, 5 parts of the entire game. But I'm much like Aria of Sorrow and, like, the ability to tell when time has been stopped. It's like, yeah, this is a staple of the series, after all. I guess since I'm here, I might as well go get the grubbo. It's gonna be money, and I'm probably gonna need money for something eventually. Whatever that might be. And then, yeah, this should be all... No, actually, I think I do want to continue to go over on in the other direction, because this should be all I need to continue on with the game. Yeah, I can go down to the Ancient Basin now and go start up the next couple stuff that I gotta do. Specifically, you know, getting the Monarch's wings is what I'm talking about. If I can get the Monarch's wings, that's gonna open up everything, every other place that I need to go to, and then yeah, we're good. I don't really think there's any, like, obviously the real way that you go through, the, like, real way that you would go into the resting grounds is not through the sewers, but through dropping down from this area, but at the same time, it's like, I've already done that, so I don't really need to worry about doing it again. I think that would lead to deep focus, which... No, what I want to do is I want to find the part that leads back to town. I don't remember if I'm going to need to get back over to this area again, but I might as well have that open to me if I'm going to. I think it was actually up higher again. It's also going to be like literally the easiest way to get back to the Stagway stations and all that too. Hope you remember the map, because we don't allow you to see yourself on it, making it kind of a questionable use at a lot of points in the game. Ah well, blame Team Cherry. Blame them for everything. If they didn't make this game, I wouldn't have to be playing it right now, after all. You know, I'm pretty... Like, there's a... Like, I should be able to see where I need to go, because there will be a town sign over here. Then I can go back down to... Like I said, I'm definitely going to want to go hit up the... Yeah, here we go. Definitely going to want to go hit up the Monarch's Wings first, and then oh, man. There's a lot of opportunities. I guess from there, probably go get the next Pale Ore, and then go get the next Pale Ore, get the Monarch's Wings, and then, like, Hera, I think, is the next really annoying one to go get. Could go down to that area, get another Grubbo, but meh. That's what I want. I don't care. Oh yeah, I should also make sure that I do go, get... God, maybe this would be the time for the failed champion. But I don't know if I quite have the gumption to be able to go and fight the dude again. Yeah, I think it really is Monarch's Wings times, isn't it? Ah, well. IT, so. Still as overlooked as ever, I see. Should have paid for the fight. Do I need to go to Resting Grounds? No. I want to go to the King Station. That's right. So it's the Queen Station, but I didn't open that one up. And, oh, Issa's Tier would also be the one to get, which I think is up to me now that I've got the Crystal Dash, right? Like, as long as you can beat Ogrim. Hey, I remembered his name. As long as you can beat Ogrim and, yeah, do that whole thing. It's like you should be able to get Isla's Tier, and that's going to allow me to get into the one of the Watchers, whatever their name is, the seal guys. Fortunately for right now, oh no, I can come in from this area. It looks like. At least I'm fairly certain that's how it's going to go. Yeah, and then I just need to go down a little bit more. Oh, I suppose, what is it here? Yeah. Just to get the idol. I could also go fight the White Defender, but I think that's going to be a little bit more annoying than would be worth it, basically. Yeah, I got the acid out of there, and then you need to dash across the lower area of the sewers, if I'm remembering right. Maybe this is the one that required the dive that I was thinking about before. I can figure it out. Eventually gets to the point where you're just killing these things in one hit. Good stuff. But is this the location in particular that I want to go to? Well, let's make sure I heal up first. I don't really want to lose 900 Geo either way. As much as I would really like to go get all of the upgrades for the nail. Yep, here we go. As much as I would really like to go get all the upgrades for the nail, that just ain't gonna happen, baby. That dog ain't gonna hunt. But yes, here, Monarch's Wings. And then, I don't know, it's like maybe if I've been recording for like an hour or so, but it's only been 10 minutes along with the half hour I'm doing right now. I guess in some ways that's good. I'm making good progress, but also, Oh, yeah, why not just open this up too, just to make sure that I have easy access if I do die. I don't have to go through the sewers entirely again. Eternal Esmeralda, was that her name? Emelita, that's right. I think she was another backer character that I suppose, needless to say, did not get. They did not pay for the fight like the Dream Warriors did. Once again, Tiso, should have paid for the fight. We all like your character design and his whole shtick, but yeah. Didn't even get to see his cool shield in action. Well, got to see it for 5 seconds in Godmaster, I suppose, but I don't really know if that's quite the same thing. Ah, well. Right. What are these type of plants called? They're kind of like puffy cup-shaped leaves. They're ones that I like. I remember that. And I also remember this, by the way. Because, once again, another place where I nearly died in Steel Soul mode because I forgot about this. Should have had a shield on your head, boys. Should have been able to dash through me, boys. Nope. I mean, of course, the Desolate Dive or the Dark Descent are two of the more powerful moves that you can possibly get. I think it's just the Dark Descent specifically, but again, speedrun tactics are a little bit out of my pay grade. Oh no, it's not called Elsa, it's Yzma. Hooray, I did it. It shall be repelled. It shall be repelled right now. It is going to get me money in the future, as well as some upgrades. If I even manage to find enough of them, it might be a piece of Pale Ore, which I could really use. So, yeah, we're just going to continue on getting the grubs, I suppose, when it's convenient. When I don't really have to go out of my way to find those things. And then I think, yeah, through the back entrance here should probably go exit because, you know, it is a very hard trip backwards, and one that might not even be possible if I'm remembering correctly. I also don't remember the last bench I sat at, so I should probably not, you know, exit and restart the game. That's something that I really got to be taken care of more, but yeah. Don't really have the chance to right now. You think that they originally planned for there to be a whole lot of spikes everywhere? Or that just kind of happened by accident? I mean, I do know that it's not impossible. After all, I have heard of people who have had like their roof redone, and then they go in their attic, and it's just 1,000 spiky nails facing them down. And you're just like, okay, well, the roof's a little bit thinner than I thought, as it turns out. I also already fought the Mama Malek, so that's that's how I got the one health upgrade that I got so far. So this shouldn't be too bad, I think. Oh, right, I do need to get that, though. Where was the payload, though? Did you have to go through this entire area? I don't remember. Make sure I... Oh, yeah, that's just cloth. Which, once again, I am not going to be doing the side quests for dudes. That's too much. That's no good. Yeah, this definitely seems like the best way to do this, although I do have to remember that the radiant liquid is still not great to touch. Don't want to breathe that in, kids. Yeah, here we go. Okay, well, I don't even have to go through that entire area then. That is very helpful. That's another upgrade, and then... Oh, wait, never mind. I do have to go through this entire area. Should have got those Monarch wings first, eh, Firebird? Yeah, you're right. I should have. Whoever said that. Made up voice in my head, I suppose. Wasn't there also like a tiny key down here, small key? Simple key. Simple key is what it's called. Which I think... Yeah, I'm betting it's probably right there that I gotta drop down, and that's where it would be. Yeah, I should have saved some of that soul energy. Hey, what is up with you? Get out of here. Been very frustrating the entire time that you've been here. Ancient Basin. And I don't know. It's like I'll go get that simple key real quick. Hopefully it's not going to be something that will result in my untimely demise, but no, this wasn't it. And I am once again out of soul energy. I thought it was right at the bottom of that. I don't know why. Oh well. And what do I need a simple key for anyway? I mean, entering in the sewers is kind of the most important thing you can do with that. Or go open up Godmaster. Nope. That's definitely not going to be one of the things I'll do. Certainly there's something, right? I don't know. One bench, please. Lost Kin should still be... Right. Lost Kin should still be pretty... Broken Vessel? Broken Vessel. Yeah, Lost Kin's the upgraded version. Should still be pretty easy to fight at this point now, so... Not going to worry too much about it. Oh no, it's Light Seeds. Look at them. There they are. And don't you got to fight like a bunch of the non-moving Moleks? You sure do. Should have got like the steady hit charm. Wasn't that expensive to get it from the one lady back in the village I don't remember the name of. Oh, those light seeds. Little troublemakers, those guys. I guess I can also do this, too. That's something that I was doing at the very beginning of the game to get through the very first door that you got to bust your way through. Still pretty effective here. And there we are. I think that's just for other good stuff. Oh, no, wasn't this the key that I was thinking about? That's right. Well, never mind. So much for skipping things. Maybe there's like some sort of upgrade that I don't remember, but I'm not going to worry too much about it then going and getting it near that pale ore area before. Oh, man, these guys. At least have some pro-level moves, though. Yeah, this one they just set up for you. Knock them down. Really? It takes 2 hits to kill those? Man, I do need fragile strength. And I would have enough money for it at this point. It's just... Oh, the trek there. Oh, the trek, let me tell you. Could be likened to the stars. Alright, guys, get out here. Certainly one of the better fights in the game. But it has like that annoying bullet hell pattern of the of attack, which can be kind of annoying to dodge around. Let's make sure I'm staying up on health for right now. Yeah, this one. I always hate this move. Lost Kin does not have that one, but certainly has more than enough moves to make up for it anyway. Is that enough? Nah, not quite, eh? This should probably do it. I want to say he doesn't have too much more health past this. There we go. Not even gonna give him the time of fucking day. Get out of here. Oh no, but my dramatic look-up moment. No. I'm leaving now. With nary so much as a bye. Just popped him right in his non-existent mouth. Consume. All right, well, that is at least a huge amount of the next stuff to do. So I think I'm actually just going to call it there for right now. And I'll finish up with Hollow Knight playthrough number 3 next. Well, I was just going to end it right there, but instead, let's finish up Hollow Knight right now. It didn't actually take me as long as I thought to get the Coiled Nail and the Fragile Charms and stuff like that. So it should just be a quick hop skip to the end, at least I can only hope. I don't really know. I mean, I vaguely remember where I'm supposed to be going to, like, hit up all of the seals, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I also, while I was getting the other pale ore, did a real quick hop over into the outskirts to get the quick slash too. So we should be looking good. Yeah, I was thinking I was originally going to just go and get the pale ore from the... Yeah, I was originally thinking that I was going to go get the pale ore from the arena and probably getting like the Dream Nail stuff, but then I remembered it's like, nah, it's really just easier to go up into the mountain, so ended up doing that instead. And then for getting like the last upgrade, you do need 3 pieces of that, and that's way too much. Right, you're not supposed to go over here. It's supposed to be... I mean, you can go around on top, or you can get the Shadow Dash, but oh boy, am I not getting the Shadow Dash. In the meantime, though, it's like, I think the hardest one to do is going to be Hera, so... I am going to need to kind of like go around in this area or go beat up the Mantis Lords, but even then, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be quicker to just go from this point instead. Squirrel's going to show up to help me regardless of what I do, so it doesn't matter. You know what? It's just not even worry about it. Because frankly, if I'm dying, I'm going to have a lot of issues going on. More so than just like a respawning somewhere near here, so I'm going to really try to avoid having that happen. And the Godmaster form of Umu was probably the most frustrating one to kind of deal with at the beginning, but from what I remember, they made it a lot better now. I don't know, there's something where you would need to like wait specifically for Umu to use a move. These days, it's like uses it with either more consistency or just more overall. I remember finding it not too bad by the time that I was really going for like a Pantheon of Hollowness and whatnot. That said, trying to rush this a little bit too much is going to result in my demise, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. I remember having like an entire thing that I was doing where it's like an entire process where it's like you know, spacing it out just enough to be able to hit Umu with a Dream Nail and then be able to heal like that, or like use the big wailing screech, whatever it was called. It was an entire thing. That one and Markoth were, I remember being, well, Markoth and kind of like the Flying Nosk I remember being pretty rough when it came to Godmaster. And of course some of the new bosses too, but that should go without saying. Pure Vessel and Absolute Radiance are real tough to get used to. And of course you need to get to the point where you fight them in the first place to even unlock, you know, basically training mode for the guys. Oh man, that was... So it's like, yeah, you gotta do like 45 minutes of playing through the Pantheon of Hollowness and then spend time actually learning how to fight the Pale Vessel after he completely destroys you during your first bout. Or at least I would only think. Maybe you did better than I did. Do I have to just... Yeah, okay, here we go. Hey, wait a second, that wasn't a hat at all. That's the, yeah, it's like, it really should not be too long from this point, if I'm remembering right, to actually, like, finish up the game. Despite the fact that getting, like, the City of Tears, it's like, it feels very, like, it definitely feels like a second half of the game. If you know exactly what you're doing, it can go pretty quick, right? Though Hera is kind of pretty far out there. Like Monomun and the Spire Watcher guy that I do not remember the name of. Like the Watcher guy is not going to be too difficult to deal with because he's like just right in the middle of town. Although, you know, he's got one of the harder bosses in the game, certainly. It's like at least he's just right there. So yeah, it won't be too bad. And then I jump right into that one? Oh man, that's just embarrassing. Fragile health, fragile strength, both going on right now. Obviously, fragile strength is the kind of the most important bit. The only thing that you can actually, the only other thing that you can use to buff up your nail is like the Revenge of the Fallen or whatever it's called, and that's an entirely different thing. So I think, you know, it's like it's kind of been an important part of every single time I've ended up playing through Hollow Knight, and this time's no exception. All right, I think, yeah, just going through the fungal wastes and right into the mantis, I suppose, is going to be the easiest way to do this. It's a little bit out of the way comparatively because the fungal wastes are just big and right in the middle of everything. God, you see this area so much more than like just about any other in the entire game, don't you? Or at least I certainly felt like I did. Just so many, I mean, whether it's talking to Leg Eater, whether it's just trying to get from one area to another. It's like fungal waste is where everybody's going to have a good time. Get out of here, you. Then is it? No, I don't think. This area's also kind of annoying to try to maneuver around when you don't remember exactly. Yeah, like I think that I didn't even need to go here the first time, and that I went to go get like the charm notch later on anyway, to like open up the Queen Station, which I didn't end up using. So I guess I got the health up mask bit in there, so it's not the worst. Yep, not gonna be able to get the full-on fancy nail, but hey, at least most of it. At least getting most of the way there. Plus, fragile strength does afford me basically the same power. No, that's if I want to do more dream nail stuff. When I don't. If I was gonna go do the dream nail stuff, and there's not really that much reason to do so, it would be through like fighting the dream bosses instead. Because like I said, by the time that you go through God Master, you are literally a master of the gods. So it's not like it's too difficult to just beat all of them past that point. I still think Spire Watch is probably going to kind of result in some issues because even though I was talking about how I, you know, kind of developed strategies for bosses and everything like that and kind of working with them in that way, it is still maybe a little bit of an issue arises with those guys just because having a bunch of the same boss in one area is difficult to deal with. Oh well, as I always like saying, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So much bridge crossing, you wouldn't even believe. And I don't think I actually opened up the... Wait, did I open up the fight against the Mantis Lords just by going through this area? I thought you had to do a little bit more than... Yeah, I absolutely do have to do a little bit more than that. But hey, with the Monarch wings and everything, it's not going to be too big of a deal now, is it? Platforming is trivial for a being such as myself. The god of the void. Even though you can't really see it, I think there is an actual animation for this thing opening up. I swear I saw it at one point in time, but I don't remember. Could also go get like the Mantis Claw Charm, whatever it's called, too. And although that can be useful, certainly be useful in some situations, I don't think at this point it matters at all. So... Mantis Lords are basically going to be beaten, get myself into the Deep Nest, and then we're done. Of course, then the problem comes with actually remembering how to get through the Deep Nest, but it's not that bad. Certainly the time I spent kind of mapping that out in my mind for a lot of stuff is going to come in handy. Really, I'm used to fighting 3 of you guys at once. And even though it's been a little bit, it hasn't been that long. I think this could also result in me getting into the area to get... No, it's not the area to get the Shade Cloak. It's the area to get the charm related to the Shade Cloak. That's right. So yeah, not quite the same thing. I mean, certainly Sharp Shade can be useful. I remember it being pretty good against, like, the Pure Vessel when I was fighting them, but... I don't know how good it's going to be right now when I'm not really planning to be going for any sort of extra endings as it is. Hey. Hey again. Is there anything even over here? No, I guess it's just extra geo. Where is the actual area that I want to get to? I think the first time I was playing the game, Metroid 2 vibes especially, because that game, due to being on the Game Boy, had to be very, very, like, close camera and, you know, like a lot of close quarters type of stuff just to try to, just to have the Game Boy even handle the things it was trying to output. I mean, for a very claustrophobic, very spooky type of atmosphere compared to a lot of your other Metroid games. Even like compared to the remake from what I saw, which was a lot more... Like, they didn't quite capture that same sort of like as scary in some ways, or at least as dark of an atmosphere as the original. A decent game, but again, one that kind of like suffered from being on the Game Boy, much like the Mario games, much like Kid Icarus, for example. Mazes and Monsters, or whatever it was called. I got a little experimental with like how much you could pare down the graphics with Mario, for example. Mario Land being a release title for the Game Boy. And then, like, 6 golden coins, it was pretty good. There was some fun stuff in there. Hey, you got the first appearance of Wario and everything. But, of course, at the same time... All right, that's just up here. But, of course, at the same time, you also got stuff like... The platforming had to become super simplistic because of just how close the camera had to be to Mario to even, like, be able to not completely, you know, like just the resolution alone was not the best. Something that of course would come up a little bit later on with like Zelda games related to Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, where it's like dungeons had to become much less complicated just to fit the sort of things that they were trying to put in there. It's like over here. Here we go. Yeah, I think this is right. Oh, no, that's right. You need to, like, go around or something, and then there's a breakable platform and blah, blah, blah. It's an entire thing. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I think Metroid 2 used that to its advantage pretty well, comparatively. Not really gameplay-wise, but at least in, like, really matching that sort of Aliens type of movie feel that it was heavily based on. Can I go over here? Is this place going to lead me to Galleon? Or is this even a place that I can go to, period? No, it looks like this is just going to be the place leading me to the Queen's Garden or whatever it is, but... yeah, it doesn't... It's not what I'm looking for. You know, this is the alternate entrance into Deep Nest when you're trying to get in here for the first time. Oh, man. Yeah, I just need to continuously go down. I really do not remember this section very well. Maybe if I continuously go down, that will eventually lead to, like, the, I think that will probably lead to, like, the hot springs area, but is that a place I want to go? Maybe? There's Nosk. Again, that's just another pale ore thing, and I'm not going to get the other one, so... no real point. Well, at least I get all my health back and everything. Yeah, I guess this makes sense when you think about it, that it's just like supposed to be, hey, you enter by dropping down that pit, and you got to go down a little bit more. And like the areas that I was going to were all about like trying to get back upwards more, because I thought I could go to the left, but it's like, no, it's not the intended route. Ah, damn it. Another one of those enemies you can't just walk past. Of course, again, I don't actually remember if this is the right area to go to, so that's also a problem just by itself. I think I mentioned this last time I played too, but this is the one area where, for some reason, even if you have everything else like literally muted in Windows, like the weavers will still do their screeching sound effects coming towards you. I don't know how that like what is it being projected like completely separate from the game audio itself? But well, that's not really going to be too much of a thing here. You get some good creepypasta mileage out of that if you want to talk about it. That's hints for Silk Song coming out after all. The way that the weavers cannot be silenced. Right. And then almost there, but you still got the one more area with before you end this off, which is an entire section that again is very hard to remember. Also got the trilobite. Which, that's a fun thing. As I'm sure you can guess right now, I do not care at all about trying to find the trilobite. Oh, I was wondering, it's like, wait, what did I get that soul from for a second there? And it's like, oh, there was one of those statues back there. The mysterious soul harvesting statues from the abyss worshipping ancient civilization that set up, like, I guess the lighthouse thing down in the abyss there and everything like that. Is this where you need to go to? No, that's not right. Yeah, there are some of those like weird questions. I still wonder if it's actually going to be like expanded upon a little bit. Stuff like, you know, the ancient abyss worshipping peoples, or like the lifeblood god. Trilobite itself. There was also the one uninfected weaver that you could find around here. When you went into the weavers, then I think it was. I think this is the one area. I think it's just like there's supposed to be like an easy exit to this place if you just go to the left here or something. And like this is where you find the thing. Yeah, there it is. Magical protection on it and everything too. Weird collision. All right, one more, just in the middle of town, and then it's literally the final boss, and I'm done. Good stuff. That place went relatively smoothly, so I guess can't be too disappointed. Is this actually like the last area to get to the stag nest? No, there's the Queen's Guard, and that's right. Pretty close, though. Alright, having King Station opened up and everything is just... Like I said, a quick hop's gonna skip to getting right over here, and then yeah, once you get those Monarch wings, it's like you can spend a long time kind of wandering around doing side quests and everything, but all the stuff that you need to do that's required does become opened up very quickly. Also, this one area, which it's like, how do people get up here? Well, maybe that's a point. Maybe it's like you got to have the wings, like some of the, that guy there, to even try to approach Lurien in the first place. This should be a place I'm talking about where I can just use the whole like save and like a quit and restart type of exploit to get right back to the stag station and to the beginning of the game after I finish this boss. Of course, once again, that is provided that I do finish the boss. Which is probably the most difficult of the ones you're going to be fighting, so it's rough. That said, I am still going to use the exploit where you kill one of them right at the very beginning. And then, I got a pretty hefty amount of health and everything, so I should be okay, right? I mean, I say exploit, it's part of the game. Okay. One down and like 4 more to go or something. They get their own unique track. This is just kind of the generic mini boss battle, or like just a generic large amount of enemies fight one too. Maybe that was just something like cut in development, because it's like you'd think that like this guy being a pretty these dudes being a pretty important boss fight would be more of a thing. Alright, not too bad at all. Like I said, with quick slash, upgrades, blah, 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 should make pretty short work out of the Hollow Knight himself. I think originally each one of the seal guys were supposed to have like Monoman's face and look like Lurien. They got changed up to being 3 different ones afterwards. Well, after a time. All right, and that should be pretty much it. Oh, wait, no. That's exactly what I was talking about, where it's like, the save and quit type of deal. Did take a little bit more than 3 hours eventually to beat this, but hey, it, damn it. But hey, it's still less on the video side of things. You can't just take the elevator down. You can't just fall down the elevator shaft. That's unfair. We're gonna make you do the entire sequence. This is part of our Team Cherry's vision as developers. Think you're gonna get out of this? You're gonna wait for that elevator to come back up and then for it to go back down. Although maybe I can just... Okay, that's nice at least. Yeah, I think I remember that same sort of thing where it's like you can't just exit and come back in for the Hera bit too. I tried doing that last time and it's like, nope. Nah, that dog ain't gonna hunt. Think you're gonna try to eliminate backtracking? In a Metroid game? A brazen fool is one such as yourself. Deserves extra backtracking. The Forgotten Crossroads actually be faster? Nah, it definitely wouldn't. Tiso's still here, despite the fact that I've already done the first two parts of the Colosseum. Alright, I do believe you owe me one Hollow Knight fight. Knock that thing out of the way, make it a lot easier. Which I believe is the thing I said last time, and maybe even the first time. Oh well, it shouldn't be too bad at all. That said, if you're going for kind of low percentage, you can't really just face tank everything like I'm doing right now. Okay, really. Actually managed to not get a hit for most of that there. that it? I think that's it. Okay, good. Yes, that was much.